We're not the problem. The candidates are the problem. Darn work from home ingrates. All right, as always, guys, we're going to start out this episode with another bit of LinkedIn Lunatics. So here we go. We're not the problem. The candidates are the problem. Darn work from home ingrates. 22 candidates interviewed, and not one of them was the right fit. My team just got started on an SDR search with a client who had interviewed 22 candidates, 0 hires. The biggest reason they passed on each of them, candidates were only asking about PTO and work from home policies. Job seekers, interviewers learn more about you from the questions you ask than any answer you give. It tells them what's important to you, and if you did any research or prep prior to your interview. Yes, interviewing is a two-way street, but your question shouldn't solely focus on what's in it for you. Explain how you can add value and solve problems first, then uncover how they reward employees who do. P.S. Glassdoor, RepView, Comparably can probably tell you what the benefits, work from home policies, etc. look like if it's not in the job description. Yeah, they probably can, but it's not a bad idea to clarify those things. I think that those are reasonable questions to ask during an interview, so I don't fully agree with Kate here, but I do agree that you should be asking more than just that kind of question. I think you do need to demonstrate that you've looked into the company, looked into the role, and you can advocate for why you are a fit for that role whenever you're in a job interview. So if the only questions you ask are, can I work from home? Which wasn't in the job description. And how many weeks off do I get a year? Those are important things, but if that's the only question you have for me, and you don't, even if those are the only questions you have for me, maybe when I ask you as an interviewer, what questions do you have? You say, you really kind of covered everything. I really learned a lot about X and Y and Z. We didn't talk about the PTO, or I saw the PTO program online. Could you just confirm what that is for me? Yeah, I think that but you should ask certain questions, like say, hey, I have experience in this. What's my day-to-day interaction with these people? That's what I did whenever I was interviewing for a new job. I was like, okay, I knew in my head that for me to do well in my role, I needed to have good relationships and good interactions with certain people within the company. So I asked the team that I was interviewing with, like, how often do you interact with so-and-so? How supportive are they? How do they? So there has to be at least one question that you can ask that isn't just PTO, work from home. So I think that's somewhat of a valid gripe on that end. So not a full-on lunatic in my opinion, but I'm sure that the people of Reddit and the people that are graduating now that exclusively expect to be able to work from home for all jobs, they are going to think that that's a lunatic take. And maybe I will get canceled for saying that I don't think that it's really that good of an idea, especially if there's a office culture, take advantage of it. Go learn from your manager and from your teammates and develop those relationships, working hand in hand with people. If you have that, at least for a little while while you're getting sped up and trying to build the relationships you need to do your role well, why not go into the office and make those relationships? I know there's a bunch of reasons why people don't want to go in the office. People want to work from home for a bunch of reasons, but hey, call me weird. I like going in the office. Well, that was LinkedIn Lunatics. As always, we do one episode where we pick one post from LinkedIn and react to it and see what we think. And that was this week in LinkedIn Lunatics.
I'm miscommunicating. I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Now I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.